This podcast is a Radio Mike original production. Head to radiomike.com.au to find out more. 50 years after the final Harry Potter book, Harry Potter is now headmaster of Hogwarts, ready to usher in a brand new generation of witches and wizards. My name's Radio Mike, and I love Harry Potter. In fact, I love Harry Potter so much that when I was a kid, I wrote a series of 7 Harry Potter fan fiction novels. This is book 3 in that series. Welcome to Harry Potter and the Commentors from Kazkaban. Everyone, welcome to Harry Potter and the Boys, a fan fiction podcast by me, Radio Mike. Sam Garlepp is here. Sam was miming everything I was saying quite a smart-ass kind of way. It's a bit offensive.
Dare you?
How dare you?
My ass is
dumb.
I've got a dumb ass.
Well, that's what I thought. Oh,
smart ass.
Oh my God.
Smart ass and dumb ass. How are they? They're both insults.
That's so true, but for different things. Like a smartass is someone who's being like arrogant and like sassy, whereas a dumbass is someone that's just being an idiot.
Yeah, why? How is it possible they're both insults, smart and dumbass? I mean, can you just be a good ass?
Well, good ass is a compliment.
I guess.
Hot ass, hot piece of ass.
A hot piece of ass? Yeah. Wow.
Sad ass? Is sad ass like someone who's depressed? You're being a sad ass.
Yeah.
What's your favourite type of ass?
Yeah, what is this a conundrum that we're anyway, Harry Potter.
So we're back for chapter 3 of book 3. Thanks to all the feedback so far. And again, patreon.com/Harry Potter and the Boys. Watch the full video. See us talking about smart asses and dumb asses.
There's this other conundrum that I've had before. If something is
don't do the next Tuesday.
No, it's something to do with thin and thick, like less thin or more.
Wait, what?
I'm hard.
So okay.
Oh no, it's when someone. Okay, because I was talking to a mate and he was going. We'll try, and he's skinnier than me, but he goes, "Oh, I'm half as thin as you, so I'll get through that door easier or something." Like that.
Half as thin, yeah.
But if you're half as thin or twice as thin. And he was like, I'm half as thin as you. But isn't he twice as thin?
He's half as thick as you.
Yeah, but it doesn't say... But you know how people say, oh, that's half as thin as that.
I get it.
But half as thin actually means thicker?
True. Because one half times the value of your... Wait. Okay, so say you weigh 50 kilos, right? And then half of 50 kilos, half as thin... is your half times 50 kilo. I don't get it. I'm lost.
Yeah.
Someone clear it up.
But I feel like, I think we've like, or even half as thick. Oh, I'm half as thick or I'm twice as thick.
Yeah.
No, half as thick doesn't make sense. But a lot of people say half as thin and twice as thin.
I get that. I guess it's like if you said half of 100, we'd both say 50. But if you said 2 times 100, it'd be 200.
Yeah.
So why, when it comes to thin and thick, do those two things somehow mean the same thing?
Isn't it crazy?
It's crazy.
Now, we may not have explained that exactly well.
And it's also not what we usually talk about. Well,
sorry. Oh, yeah. We're talking about Harry Potter. Harry Potter and the Boys.
Yeah. And as usual on the show, Sam's come over. We've spent half an hour talking about non-podcast related stuff, just gossip, industry gossip, personal life gossip.
Yeah.
And then
what Mike has done in his personal life will shock you.
And then I start recording and I go, oh, I've got nothing to talk about on the show, by the way. Because usually we spend the first 10 to 15 just having some double C chit-chat.
Chit-chat, yeah, before we get into the double F.
Yeah, but... Well, it's hard to populate it I guess we've populated 4 minutes of it so far.
With this hilarious thin, thick situation.
Oh, I do have to say, Amy messaged me, official correspondent of the show, Amy. She's still listening. She's still alive. And
Okay,
she's
great.
enjoying the pod, which is a great sign.
Because I assumed if she wasn't writing in, she was literally dead or missing. And
which we were worried about.
and then then if she was, it's a shame she's alive and well, isn't it?
No, because Amy, that's a horrible thing
No.
to
Hear
say.
me out. Only because then if she went missing, then we could become one of those true crime podcasts.
Yeah, Finding Amy.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Chasing Amy.
Yeah.
That's a movie.
Is it really? Amy Winehouse?
No.
What is it?
It's in the whole.
I've never heard of Chasing Amy.
Really, it's in the whole franchise of Clerks, Clerks 2, Dogma, Chasing Amy, Mallrats, Jay and Silent Bob.
Yeah, Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back.
The other ones.
And Dogma, of course, we've talked about on the show before
because
Alan Rickman
Snape
takes off his pants and he has the Ken doll.
Yeah, it's very weird.
Okay.
Okay, more on just describing Mike.
Sam's got the notes app open on his phone and
I've written interesting tidbit, but it's not interesting. It's not interesting. It's just something I saw online, and it's not really a meme, but it's someone who has been rereading the Harry Potter books, and they got to Prisoner of Azkaban, and at Christmas there's 12 people around the dinner table. Professor Trelawney comes along, and Dumbledore stands up to draw her a chair, but she freaks out. Do you remember this? Yeah. I must not. When 13 people dine together, the first to rise is the first to die.
Wow.
So I shouldn't accept that Ron had scabbers in his pocket.
There were already 13?
So there were already 13 at the table. So when Dumbledore stood up to draw the chair, he was the first to get up
to meet his perils.
And he was the first to die.
That is an interesting tidbit about the books.
Yeah, so whether that's planned or that's just someone being
coincidence,
silly.
Yeah.
Okay, more.
What's this heading?
This is about if the Fast and if Harry Potter. I love anything to do with Fast and Furious.
Yeah.
Or the titles of Fast and Furious. I wanted to call my comedy show, my stand-up show, just like Too Sam, Too Furious, or Too Sam, Too Garlepp. You know,
there is that meme online of like you just because Too Fast, Too Furious, you just go to something.
Yeah, and that's what this basically is. You know, if Harry Potter was
because I've talked about it on my other pod, 20th Century Boy, the Fast and the Furious franchise is the most bizarrely titled franchise of all time because it's the first one is the Fast and the Furious, then there's Too Fast, Too Furious, then there's Fast and the Furious 3, Tokyo Drift, but then it goes like Fast 4, Fast 5, Furious 7.
Yeah.
You know, then there's just one called Fast and Furious. I think that's the 6th one. The new one is Fast X,
so
which is 10.
So they've gone to Roman numerals. Well, it's like Shrek 2.
Yeah, Shrek 2,
Shrek the third.
Shrek Forever After, which I actually thought was clever.
What's the Christmas special? The Shrek, what do they call that?
Shrek the Halls. They were clever too. And then the Shrektacular Halloween.
You're just making things up.
Yeah,
now.
I don't know.
I feel like that didn't.
Scared Shrekless.
Yeah, and what's the other one? Into Shrekness Day. Independence Day. No, I'm just making up. All right. So for Harry,
sorry.
Yeah. Can we make up any more Shrek?
I was going to
movies?
say Shrek it Ralph, like Wreck It Ralph. Oh God.
Guardians of the
Do yours. Do the.
This is just If Harry Potter was named like the Fast and Furious franchise, it's got the Harry and the Potter, then two Harry, two Potter, then the Harry and the Potter Azkaban Prisoner. Then Harry and Potter, Harry 5, Harry and Potter 6, Potter 7.
Yeah.
And then I guess it would be
Harry X.
HP 8.
What was 8 and 9?
I think they just had
8 was the fate of the Furious. So it was like the fate. And then what was number 9?
I think it was F9.
F9, which is a button on the keyboard on the computer.
So that would be HP 9. I guess it'd be like
it'd just be H9.
H9, yeah.
Yeah. And then Hate Potter.
Yeah, the hate lows, the hallows.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Wow. That's so good.
Yeah, and in other personal Harry Potter news, fans of the podcast will know that my girlfriend bought a Nintendo Switch
to play Hogwarts
Hogwarts Legacy on.
Yeah.
Then we realized it didn't come out till July.
Yeah.
We've had the Switch for like 6 months.
Yeah. Do you have any games on it?
Yeah.
Mario Kart?
Yeah.
Zelda?
Yeah. I'm playing quite a bit of it.
Oh, you're playing Zelda Tears of the Kingdom?
No.
Oh, Breath of the Wild?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Awesome.
It's a bit random.
Is that the tidbit?
No.
Oh,
That's not a tidbit. No.
what is
the tidbit is now that Harry Potter Legacy on Switch has been delayed until November.
Has it really?
Yeah, because they want
that's-
to get the graphics right.
Yeah,
Shit.
I mean, it's going to be
So-
a worse version of the game on Switch no matter what. Just get a PS5, man.
Can I have yours?
No. I think we had
Do you have a
this
spare?
I think we had
We
this
did.
exact
What's
same.
that other one you've got here?
That's a PS2. That's just there to show that I had a PS2.
They don't have Legacy on that one.
No, I do have Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire on PS2 if you want.
Why don't I
that.
just bring that home and tell my girlfriend that that's Hogwarts Legacy? She's not a massive gamer. She might not know.
Yeah, I wanted to talk about
No, she's the best.
one thing from the movies, and I'm sure we've touched on this on the pod before, but in the spirit of trying to get things to go viral on TikTok, I thought I'd bring it up again.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's not a spirit. Go on.
In Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets movie,
Yes.
at the end, Harry frees Dobby from Lucius by giving him the sock in the book.
Yeah.
And then Lucius looks at Harry and goes, "You cost me my slave," right? Raises his wand and then says, "Avada," and then Dobby blocks the spell or whatever, does something to prevent him from hitting it. But basically, in the movie, Lucius Malfoy, right there at Hogwarts, was about to kill Harry Potter in broad daylight in a school. Like, you remember this, right?
Yeah, I do.
He says Avada, he's going to use the killing curse. And then, like, in interviews, Jason Isaacs has just said, "Oh, it was just the first spell I could think of at the time." But then you've got to be like, how did it get to that point? Like, it was unscripted, but why didn't J.K. Rowling say, "Hey, I know Lucius is a bad guy, but he wouldn't kill a kid in the middle of a school"?
Yeah, where it would be completely obvious it was him. And yeah, how did it get all through the editing process?
Yeah.
They go, yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah, like imagine if you were at school and your bully's dad just tries to kill you.
Yeah, well, he's Lucius is a school shooter.
Yeah.
He's an active speller.
It's
We got
insane.
an active speller situation.
Like, you would think, and no one witnessed it except Harry or Dobby, which is the worst part. Because if Dumbledore saw that, it would just be so easy for Dumbledore to be like, "Hey, I've just witnessed you try to murder a student. You have to go to jail."
Yeah, surely you get arrested for that.
Yeah.
I can't believe that.
And he could have used any spell. Like, I don't know. I just think that's crazy.
And just that, like, well, let's just picture that Dobby just doesn't block the spell.
Yeah. And
Avada Kedavra. The end.
the end.
What I've done.
People really liked that on the last pod.
Do we still have the? No.
Yeah, we do.
Well, no. This isn't Harry Potter related at all.
Yeah. You've got a little tidbit?
No. Well, just saw that Rolf Harris died this week.
Oh, yeah. So weird.
Rolf Harris,
Notorious pedophile.
he was riddled with cancer. He died after a short but probably painful hospitalization, age 94.
Are we including this in the pod?
Always happens to the good one, doesn't it?
Okay, let's get onto the fan fiction. I don't know why Sam brought that up, to be honest.
For some reason, I equated him to. I think I just must have had a rant on J.K. Rowling on TikTok, and then my next TikTok was Rolf Harris dying, and then I'm like, you know what? They're related.
Is it because of Richard Harris?
Maybe that's it. They're different people.
Let's just read this email. It's just at the top of my inbox. It's come in from Bella, who's a listener of the show.
Great.
And send in messages to either of our DMs or radiomikepod@gmail.com.
Is this planned, or did you just find this?
No, it just came in. So let's just read it out because I am going to bring back our post soon, but let's just do a preview. Hey, Mike, absolutely loving the book so far. As a relatively new listener, it's really fun to be here from the start of a season and book. I do again want to state my allegiance to the chit-chat. Impressively, you and Sammy managed to have chit-chat that is more chaotic than me trying to follow all the Harry Potter lore as someone who hasn't read the book or seen the movies. I really love what you guys are doing, so I don't have any suggestions or resolutions for this season, but on my part, I'm hoping to keep caught up each week and give my highly uninformed owls and predictions. Looking forward to the next chapter. P.S. please pass on to Sammy that I don't actually think anyone could do the great job that he does on this pod with you.
Oh, wow. Thank
Bella.
you. Thanks,
we,
Bella.
We love Bella. We stan Bella.
Although it seems like she included that detail. That sounds a lot like the power move of like, hey, I don't have a problem with Sammy being on the podcast.
No, it sounds like other people are going, oh, Sam just sucks on it. And she's going, no, I like Sam.
Yeah,
you know what? I'm a fan.
I was like, have I missed this Owl post where there's been just all this hate mail come in?
Well, we pick up, chapter 2 was really the start of the book in terms of characters. Chapter 1 was just narration. Chapter 2, we saw Mr. Charger and clownish Kimjiri rowing to Kazkaban prison and ended with them facing off against the Commentors, which are cum-covered.
Did it?
Yeah. Do you not remember that? It just ended with them being like ready to ward off the Commentors.
Oh, yes. They were thinking about titties, it
Titties,
says.
yes.
So, and you don't have to have read the Harry Potter books to know what titties are.
No, I don't think
They're
appear.
not
Well, they do appear, but they don't explicitly appear.
They don't explicitly not appear. That would be very weird.
That would be incredibly weird.
McGonagall entered the classroom. She had no breasts to speak of. So just don't picture that.
Yeah, I guess titties, like, we don't have to keep talking about titties. I think about them a lot, and clearly I have always, but anyway.
Not
sorry,
always, but...
Not always. Well, we pick up on chapter 3.
I love distracting you from that.
And we start by reading the title of the chapter, Sam Garlepp. Take it away with chapter 3. What are we doing on this chapter, which is the 3rd chapter of book 3 of the Harry Potter and the Boys fanfiction franchise by me?
Do you want me to take it away or not?
Yeah. Take it away, Sam. Take it away with chapter 3. Book
I'm really going to
3,
have to take it away from you.
The listeners already know the title of the chapter, but
Chapter
Sam...
3. Fuck you. Chapter 3. A Hoggy-Warty holiday.
Oh, a
Hoggy.
The Hogwarts.
Hoggy-Warty Hogwarts?
The Hogwarts theme song is so lame.
Hogwarts.
No, it's Hogwarts, Hoggy, teach us something, please.
Oh, that's it.
Embarrassing.
I was singing it to the theme of from the Whoville Grinch That Stole Christmas.
What?
Hogwarts.
Is this the Jim Carrey one?
No, isn't it in that?
I don't know. I haven't seen that movie since I was like 5.
Really? You've got to watch it again. It's
Is it
still
good?
good. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Hoggy-Warty holiday. A Hoggy-Warty holiday, chapter 3.
Okay, it starts with some dialogue again. Is it on? Are we going? Yep. Okay, great, said Harry Potter, sitting in the iconic headmaster's office of Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry.
Weird that we're already at Hogwarts. We don't usually sort of get to Hogwarts, but Harry is a central character.
Once the headmaster's office of Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry, once considered the finest institution in the world for magic teaching, but perhaps not now. Harry looked directly into the camera with a cheesy, excited smile.
So, are you doing the smile?
I was trying
is that
to.
what you're doing video viewers on Patreon?
Yeah. It's a bit Gilderoy.
It is
Lockhart.
a bit Gilderoy Lockhart. But like, we are now what appears to be like a reality TV show piece to camera, or even it feels very Summer Heights High, which was a show that was out in 2007 and was massive in Australia.
So it was probably an inspiration of yours.
And Summer Heights High was a mockumentary where often characters would sort of look at the camera and narrate what was going on. And Mr. G, of course, an iconic character from that show. And Harry does have Mr. G-ish vibes to me sometimes.
Yeah. And as with many popular comedies in the 2000s, some of creators have been semi-cancelled. So,
watch it now, but respect it for the time it came out. That's what I'd say.
Great.
Yeah.
Harry looked directly into the camera with a cheesy, excited smile. I've got to remember Harry's voice. Well, anyway. Well, my name's Harry Potter. The kids at school call me Professor Potter, and I've been headmaster here at Hogwarts for 9 years now.
I actually think this is lifted. I've seen Summer Heights High so many times. I actually think this is lifted
by from exactly
Literally
from
Mr. G.
Mr. G's opening scene, where I'm pretty sure he goes, "Well, my name's Greg Gregson.
Oh my God.
Kids at school call me Mr. G,
That
and
is so-
I've been senior drama teacher here at Summer Heights High for 9 years now."
Yeah. Defeated Voldemort back in your 7th year. No biggie.
I'll put the audio in.
Oh, sure. Oh, when you want the audio in.
My name is Greg Gregson, but the kids at school call me Mr. G. And I've been a senior drama teacher here at Summer Heights for 9 years now.
I've been a senior drama teacher here for 9 years now. I love that.
And I've been headmaster here at Hogwarts for 9 years now.
Yeah, right. That's a great read.
Defeat Voldemort back in 7th year. No biggie. Head of giving head here at Hogwarts too. Sometimes considered more important than headmaster. Lover, not a fighter. And and a Quidditch fan. Go Chudley Cannons.
And that's all you need to know about me. Oh. But what I like about Summer Heights High...
It is definitely Summer Heights. I'm reading
so,
on.
you know, Mr. G is talking, yeah, I've been a senior drama here for 9 years now. My drama classroom is my haven. It's where I come alive. And then while he's saying that, you're seeing B-roll footage of him in the drama classroom doing weird drama games with his kids.
Interesting you say that, Mike, because the next line of this book is, while Harry was talking, the camera changed to various clips of him moving around the school during the summer holiday period.
And again, even in last chapter, we were saying that at times the book is written as though it's me describing a movie, not actually a literary thing.
Yes, so...
Which is this.
Oh, God.
I'm describing what you should see in your head, not what's actually happening.
Yeah. So while Harry was talking, the camera changed to various clips of him moving around the school during the summer holiday period, in which the school was empty. One of the clips showed him and Neville Longbottom, the herbology professor at the school, sliding down the banisters of the staircases like... sorry. There's a lot of spelling mistakes, but this last one was my fault. One of the clips showed him and Neville Longbottom, the herbology professor at the school, sliding down the banisters of the staircases that like to move. Harry slid all the way down, but as Neville was sliding down, the staircase began to move, and Neville simply fell when he reached the bottom of the banister and fell 10 stories down to the bottom. Now, that's a long way.
Also, like, to be fair, the staircases that like to move in Harry Potter... Massive OHS issue.
Yeah.
Like...
Because they literally like, well, if you keep going, you are going to fall off.
Yeah, but also just like anything that's like moves automatically, like can... If a human gets caught up in that, it doesn't know. It could crush them. Do you know what I mean? It could hit them in the head. It could do anything to them. It could kill a student. Very dangerous of Hogwarts. You'd think they'd stamp that out.
You'd think Damo from... Cheeseman Damo from HR would be all over this.
Does HR look after safety hazards though?
Surely.
I feel like it's an independent body kind of thing.
I mean, if I'd go to HR and go, yeah, I got, I don't know,
crushed by a moving
staircase. So, and Harry said it's fine.
Yeah. Well, the staircases like to move. What do you want me to tell them? That they can't move?
You were told that on your first day. You were told on your first day, be careful of the staircases, they like to move. Everything matters.
We don't tell you this stuff for no reason, guys. Listen to the teachers.
Listening? Were you listening when I said they like to move?
All right.
So
Neville falls down the banister.
Yes. The scene then changed to Harry in the hospital wing with Neville. Harry rolling his eyes at the camera and pointing to Neville like, what the fuck? What a pussy.
And I guess we just have to imagine this is all happening over Harry.
So I'm just trying to do it.
Yeah, he's doing it. Yeah. All of this is happening over Harry's narration. I'm a lover, not a fighter.
Oh, my God. And Madame Pomfrey asking for cameras to be removed from the hospital wing, but then Harry threatening to fire her on camera and saying, I run this school, not you, bitch. You're just dust under my feet, you stupid bitch.
Okay, that's so rude.
And the wrong yaw.
Terrible. That's rude. And
then Harry... looking at the camera, realizing they were still filming, and then being like, cut that out, don't use that. How is that? But then how is that dialogue happening under the dialogue of the first bit? Anyway. I'm a huge hit at the school. The kids love me. I'm the boy who can live, which is kind of like my legacy or something. I don't really think about it a lot. the camera changed again while he was talking to other clips of Harry.
So the shot's changing between the piece to camera and then these other moments happening in the castle, I guess.
Yep. The camera changed again while he was talking to other clips of Harry filmed last year where he was walking down the hallway doing Michael Jackson noises and moonwalking next to students and going, join in with me, and going, hee hee. And the students just awkwardly looking at him and sort of moving away slowly. The amount of times, quote, Michael Jackson noises, end quote, come up in these books is crazy. Like, why is such Michael Jackson?
We have said it was peak Michael Jackson pedophile trials.
Yeah, was it?
Yeah.
But the noises we're talking about the noises like, not they're like, not guilty. You know, it wasn't that. That was a top noise.
I think it was just a meme that Michael Jackson made weird noises. Yeah, and no one had ever like addressed it, and I was ahead of my time.
Yeah, I guess you were. Yeah, but imagine him going, "Hey, join with me, guys!" Woo.
But then, and why, if this book's set in 2060, why is Harry obsessed with a musician who's been dead for like 50 years? I remember the day Michael Jackson died.
Really?
It was like, I was in year 9 and it was like enormous news. Everyone in class was talking about it at school, and everyone was trying to like, whenever we went to a new class, everyone would be like, oh, sir, to the teacher, like, sir, did you hear Michael Jackson died? And then like waste the first half of the class getting the teacher to talk about Michael Jackson dying.
I remember when I found out Heath Ledger died,
Oh, so sad.
which is much sadder, I think.
He was on the cover of our year 7 history book.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? Why?
Well, my year 7 history book.
Why?
Was he in a movie that was like Gladiator or something?
He was in a Knight's
Tale.
Tale.
Yeah, that he. So
Well, why was it on the history book? I mean, it's great.
whoever made the history book that was at our school, the textbook that we had to read from, was like, all right, we need a front cover for our history book.
Make it cool.
Let's use Heath Ledger from A Knight's Tale because Knight's history. And that was the front cover of our history book.
I wonder if they got the rights for that. Or they
They
just
just
screw it.
did a print screen of the movie.
It's like, how do we make the kids interested in history?
Heath Ledger.
Heath Ledger.
But that kind of, it doesn't really make sense, does it?
Well,
I was going to say it's like in a media class having like Heath Ledger's Joker on the cover, but that actually makes sense because it's movies.
This is a bit of a stretch and not that necessary, but for the chit chat purposes, my girlfriend who is a doctor, she's got these like big kind of exams happening at the moment because you have to do exams once you're a doctor still.
Yeah.
For a bit. Anyway, it's like the last like shoot or whatever, and one of there's like a head doctor at the school. She's like, now, and they've got so little time, but she's like, now, just to get everyone ready for the exam, this on the Zoom call, I'm just going to share my screen. Then takes 40 to 50 seconds to figure out how to share the screen.
Yeah.
And then just plays a full scene from Indiana Jones of the leap of faith thing. And so there's like just like 50 doctors on a Zoom call just watching a scene from Indiana Jones. She's like, so that leap of faith is like when you step into the patient's room and you're going to do your exam. So good luck, everyone.
What? Wait, what?
Yeah.
Is it an exam on a patient?
Yeah.
What?
What are you talking about? Why are you so shocked?
Wait, so
They have to do a clinical exam where they...
Is it a real life patient?
They're real people. They don't have to chop them open or anything.
Oh.
They just have to assess what they've got.
And it's a leap of faith.
Well, because you don't
It's
know...
a weird analogy.
You don't know... the analogy doesn't make sense.
Like, why wouldn't you show a scene from like Scrubs?
Yeah.
Be like, see how these guys are assessing this patient? That's like you
I
guys.
actually massively respect this tutor because she's just obsessed with Indiana Jones and Star Wars and just references it in every
Yeah, okay.
thing, but no one gets
He
it.
might
Okay,
like this.
let's...
He might like this podcast.
She. See, women can be fans of things too, Mike. Mike hates women.
I do not. I do not.
No, he loves them. He loves chicks.
Can you just keep reading the book?
Yeah, should we cut that? All right. Let's read the book. He was doing Michael Jackson noises. And the students just looked at him awkwardly and started moving away slowly. Harry then turns around and looks at the camera and just goes, probably just intimidated because I'm the headmaster and I can expel them and stuff. Harry then turns around to yell out at the students, guys, if you don't participate next time, 50 points from Slytherin.
I love how we're in present tense. Like.
Yeah. But we're in Hufflepuff, said one of the students. Harry looked at the camera and just laughed and goes, that's just an in-joke I have with... He squints his eyes at the student. Is that Timothy? Yeah, it's Timothy. Yeah, I always have this thing with Timothy where I just pretend I don't know his house. My name is Brenton, said Timothy. That's funny.
I love that.
And that's
My name is Peter Pettigrew, said Scabbers.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, that's not even really it.
This is just it's a very funny written because it's going from visual jokes of if it was filmed to a joke you can only get if you're reading it. That's what's incredible.
But also, like, now that, you know, we should assume that Brenton saying that his name Brenton is the ultimate truth of what his name is. So it should go, my name is Brenton, said Brenton. But it doesn't. The narrator still assumes his name's Timothy.
Yeah. My name is Brenton, said Timothy. He always pretends to be Brenton. Let's go somewhere else in the castle, said Harry, as he tried to move as far away from Timothy or Brenton as possible. Asterisks. Back to Harry's office shot.
What is going on?
Obviously, we're coming to the end of the summer holiday break, so no students are at the school at the moment. I live at the school, and so does Neville. And we're always up to bloody up to something. This is just what it says. I don't know what the intonation's meant to be.
Yeah, well, we're always bloody up to something.
Bloody up to something. The other day, I was saying to Neville, let's go into the Forbidden Forest naked and just stand there and see what happens for a bit. And Neville was like, no. And I was like, typical Neville, such an idiot. But we are always up to all kinds of hijinks around here. It's a great word. Oh yeah, the other day Neville came up to me and was like, "Hey, Harry, hey, let's like poo in Mr. Filch's office so that that was funny. He actually pussied out and didn't do it, so I just did it.
That's made up.
What do you mean?
Like Harry made up that Neville said that.
Yeah.
Because it's like the other day Neville came up to me and was like, "Hey, Harry, hey, let's poo in Mr. Filch's office."
So that was funny.
Neville can be funny.
Yeah, he actually pussied out. And didn't do it. So I did poo in his office.
Also, still a question that is never really answered in Summer Heights High, The Office, Modern Family, any of these shows is who is making the documentary?
Yeah.
And I guess that we don't get it answered here.
You haven't finished The Office, have you?
I've watched up to the last season where Michael Scott leaves, and then I kind of stopped watching.
They can't the end. They kind of get to the.
Oh, maybe I should watch the finale.
Yeah.
Oh well, we'll see.
It is, but you know, I think this is with so many shows and stuff. Often the last season, or especially the last few episodes, it all comes a bit of like a victory lap or like a.
Let's do all the funny jokes again. Like reference all the funny jokes. Reference all the
funny jokes, or then there's lots of just like, I'm gonna miss you, and they just just giving everyone a scene of like, thanks for everything.
Yeah. Like, you know, Chandler closing the door on the apartment, and I actually like the ending of Friends where they're all leaving the apartment. Chandler closes the door, and they're like, "Do you want to get coffee?" And Chandler goes, "Yeah, sure. Where?" Which I think is hilarious because, of course. Yeah, they spend the whole show having coffee at Central Perk. So, yeah.
Hilarious. Back to the podcast. It's not all funny, is it? No, that was funny, though.
Thanks,
the camera cuts to other shots of Harry and Neville in the herbology classroom. Neville is showing Harry how to do a bunch of plant stuff, and Harry keeps looking back at the camera, making a mockery of it, because, to be fair, herbology is a stupid subject that shouldn't be funded by the ministry anymore. Okay.
I think that's fair.
Oh, that's a bit of a
Potions and herbology are stupid.
No, I think they're good.
Nah.
Are you joking?
Imagine going to school and they're like, now we're doing gardening.
I think they probably have that.
Oh.
What?
Well, it's not compulsory
in
year 7. Oh, we're doing gardening.
We did nutrition in year 9.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. You need to cook, you need to eat.
Yeah.
We made muesli bars. I burnt my hand making muesli bars. Yeah, it really hurt. Haven't touched an oven since. So,
Sorry, I just don't have anything to add.
herbology is. I think that is kind of useful for the environment.
Herbology is not. Also, care of magical creatures.
That's weird.
Imagine at school, they're like, hey, guys, it's time for farm animals.
Yep.
And dangerous animals.
Puppy class.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I guess they're dangerous.
Bow to the puppy. Bow down. Bow down.
Puppy. Yep. And now, Malfoy, you tell it to sit. Okay. Just
Okay,
mauled
he's
you. Now you have
mauled you.
rabies. Okay. We probably should have checked that. Probably shouldn't have used a pit bull.
All right. What's Harry up to?
I think sometimes we forget. Well, I forget we're doing a podcast. Harry's making a mockery of the herbology.
Administration
Shouldn't
fund
have
it.
that anymore. Then it cuts to get into Neville asleep in bed. Harry and Neville have bunk beds, and Harry's the top bunk. Okay,
Classic.
they've got the whole castle to sleep in. They both live. Okay.
It feels like Harry's forced that upon Neville.
And Harry's just standing over Neville while he's asleep and farting in his mouth and then laughing at the camera and slapping his knee and then moonwalking up the ladder to the top bunk
Impossible.
and pointing down at Neville and mouthing to the camera, he has no idea.
Moonwalking up the ladder
is incredible.
How do you... Because moonwalking fundamentally is like being backwards.
Yeah. So
Like
he's going backwards to the ladder, but I wonder if he's going full horizontal,
He's
perpendicular
to
to the bunk. That would be
and
impressive.
he's just
He's just really quiet because Neville's asleep. So he's
chick beat that. That's more Seinfeld.
Yeah, it is. And then when is the oh, no, that's the end of the Simpsons.
That's the end of The Simpsons. Shh. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
And then it breaks it. Tonight on the news. Because what that would just come up.
What is occurring?
I don't know.
Let's just keep reading.
I'm cooked right now.
All right, he has no idea.
It cuts to another clip where Harry is standing over the sleeping Neville with a pillow and smacks the pillow hard on Neville's face and goes, "Pillow fight!"
So Harry is like a teenage girl who wants to just have fun and treats the castle as like this playground for him and Neville.
And this is all just happening. Yeah, okay. These are all flashbacks.
These are all flashback shots. I feel like this is a good chapter for newcomers because it showcases what Harry has become.
If only we hadn't said all chit chat between.
Yeah.
It's ruined it. But the pillow hit Neville in the nose so hard that it broke his nose. So they ended up in the hospital wing. And Harry again looks at the camera and rolls his eyes about Neville, who's crying. And Madame Pomfrey asks for the cameras to be removed from the hospital. And Harry walks up to her threateningly, but then the camera cuts suddenly off. So he's about to threaten her again.
Yeah.
I'll fire you. It's like,
Have you ever, speaking of like the break...
threatened someone in the hospital wing?
No, I was going to say, have you ever...
comment.
Have you accidentally hurt someone when you were just trying to have fun?
Yeah, all the time.
When?
Let's see. One of the times when I used to work at after school care, and like one of the girls that I was looking after, she was in like prep or grade 1, jumped off a chair while I wasn't looking to try and like jump into my arms. But she's like, I turned around as she was like leaping through the air.
Oh.
And I kind of tried to catch her, but failed, and she ended up chipping her tooth on the floor. And
Oh my God.
I didn't tell her parents.
Wow.
And I was like, it was her fault.
It kind of was.
It kind of was, but if I hadn't tried to catch her, she wouldn't have flipped in that way.
But what were you supposed to do?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Let her fall. Anyway, chipped her tooth. Yeah. So what was this related to?
Well, Harry broke Neville's nose
Yeah.
by having a pillow fight.
Have you? I feel I've done it many more times.
Yeah, I can't think of any specific ones though. But yeah, it's always awkward because you do have to, when you're a kid, you do have to tell an adult that you've hurt someone, but you really do have to try and be like, it was an accident. Like,
Yeah. But I feel like people don't, when you're a kid, people really don't believe you.
Yeah.
It was.
yeah.
Although I see a few injuries, I still play footy and at local footy. It's kind of funny if you're in the middle of a footy game, you're kind of not meant to. I've just like seen my mate just like completely dislocate his finger and it's like goes completely sideways and he's standing there like and then I'm like, oh, I gotta go because the ball's over there. So whoa, that's bad.
You deal with that.
And he's on the floor with his finger pointing the wrong way. I'm like, oh, good, not good, but I'll see ya. I gotta go.
Crazy.
Happens a lot actually. Okay, back to Harry's office shot.
Okay.
I feel like that could be worded better as well.
Back to Harry. Yeah. It's back to the original shot of Harry speaking to the camera in his office.
We have all kinds of staff here that I manage on a daily basis. You know, we've got Professor Granger. She's a hot piece of ass. But I think she's taken by Ron or some shit.
Ron's of course dead.
Professor Flitwick Jr. left the school, but he came back this year after I threatened his family.
What was the thing? Bastard, Flitwick Jr. The school bastard.
And now he's back. That's good.
He's back, that's good.
Oh, and I've just hired someone to take over the role of Potions Master after our last Potions Master mysteriously went missing in circumstances I simply can't understand. So he should be a really good addition. And I think the students will love him.
Okay, interesting.
Hagrid's still here, of course, and yes, he's joining in the hijinks with Neville and I as much as possible. Scene changes to Neville and Harry outside Hagrid's hut, completely naked, knocking on the door at 3 a.m. Hagrid, let us in. We're two fairy tale kids, Hansel and Gretel, and we're lost and cold, said Harry, dressed as a fairy tale boy, while Neville was dressed as Gretel. But he just said they're both naked. They're naked, and yet they're dressed as Hansel and Gretel.
Yeah.
So Neville would be wearing, I'm imagining, like
a blonde
wig with two little pigtails.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what, yeah.
So they just pretend. Okay, fuck. Neville looks over at Harry and says, Harry, I don't think Hagrid appreciates it when we come to his hut saying we're lost at 3 a.m. in the morning. Nah, that's just part of the role play of it all. I think he just likes to keep us waiting, said Harry. Okay, I'm just going back to the castle. It's cold, said Neville. Harry looks at the camera awkwardly. Then the camera changes shot to the other side of Hagrid's door, and Hagrid is holding a shotgun and doing the sign of the cross saying, don't do it, Hagrid. Don't do it.
He does the sign of the cross and says, don't do it, Hagrid.
Don't do it.
So is he going to kill them or is he going to kill himself? It's a bit ambiguous.
Oh my God, is he holding to himself? I mean, I hope not. I thought he was holding the door.
Yeah, it's ambiguous. Wow, okay.
Wow. Back to Harry's office shop.
Hagrid hasn't shown much intellect in the last two books.
That's true. That's the first real sentence we've heard from him.
It's the first real kind of awareness of him.
He's usually just saying,
you better go to potions now. Which I really like.
Said that.
I shouldn't have said that.
I should not have said that. Yeah, we need. You know who did the best Hagrid on this show?
Producer Pat.
Oh, he did really good.
Zach did a good one as
I
well.
thought Zach was
Zach Attack, yeah.
Anyway, shout out to Zach. Of course, being headmaster, you're always being criticised for something. You know, parents saying, lots of students are going missing, and why did my son see you naked in your office? You know, and students being like, we didn't feel safe at school. And the Minister of Magic being like, it is possible we might need to start an investigation. Your employment at the school is under threat if this continues. You know, and the HR person at Hogwarts being like, Harry, you can't dress up as a leprechaun and tell the students to come and find your pot of gold, even if it's St. Patrick's Day. But you learn to live with it, you know? You turn a blind eye, you learn to stand up and say, no, you listen to me, Minister Boxley Washington. I'm...
Boxley Washington.
That's the minister.
Is he the Minister of Magic?
Yeah, he must be.
Boxley Washington.
I'm Harry Potter. I killed Voldemort. I think I know what's good for these kids. And I like to think that I do. A lot to unpack there.
So at
a
some
lot
point,
to unpack there.
we can only assume, at some point. Well, yeah, first of all, I guess the ministry is aware that kids are dying and people are going missing at Hogwarts, which we did because it has been turning a blind eye to all the deaths and stuff. But the Minister of Magic is going, we're going to have to start an investigation into these missing kids.
Hey, Harry, we like you.
Yeah.
We like you. We appreciate what you did.
Yeah.
Back in the day.
We do.
We haven't forgotten that. But there are some things happening. We're getting some reports at the school that
we have to look into them.
even the boy who lived, I mean, you're starting to be known as the boy who dresses up a leprechaun and tells kids to find your pot of gold.
It was St. Patrick's Day. So that's the other thing. So obviously, Cheeseman Damos had to get Harry into a meeting going like, Harry, you can't dress up as a leprechaun and tell the students to come and find your pot of gold. And Harry's like,
even if it's, yeah. But it was, yes, even if it was.
Even on St. Patrick's Day, it's not appropriate. Next year, just wear a bit of green, go about your day.
Well, I mean, you're going to hate on July 4th and I make them all find my star-spangled banner and put it up my flagpole.
And that feels like, again, to bring back to Summer Heights High with Mr. G and the principal, where the principal's, Mr. G wants to hire arena-style seating for his musical,
yes.
and the headmaster's like, Greg, it costs $10,000 to hire the arena seating. Let's just do it in the gym like every other year. We'll have a great time. The parents will come, and Mr. G's just like, fine. You don't know what it takes to run a successful drama department. And then it's like, there's been a few complaints from parents. One mother called in. You called her daughter a walrus. And then Mr. G's like, well, I was referring to Sarah Jackson, and in that case, it is a serious concern.
Oh my God. I will not be shocked if by the end of this chapter, Harry says, like, the line of, well, stuff you, Margaret. You can shove
it up your ass.
Yeah. Here's my the flowers for my dead dog. You can shove them up your ass.
Here's my letter of resignation. I'm bloody resigning. And Mr. G always goes like, Margaret, may I remind you, I have my letter of resignation in my pigeonhole ready at any time. So just test me, Margaret.
Oh, isn't it pigeonhole? Yeah.
You pigeonhole.
Yeah,
okay, sorry. Go watch Summer Heights High. I feel like it'll mean a lot more to you this chapter.
So he knows what's good for these kids, and I like to think that I do. The camera changes while he's talking again to a few other shots.
Okay.
And now these are listed in numerical order. Why? Okay. Number. Fucking hell. So again, it's funny that we're hearing the dialogue, and then we're getting a list of shots that should be played under that dialogue we just had. So if you could now picture what we said before with these
things are happening.
Number one, it's a list. Harry asking Moaning Myrtle to show him her boobs and her being like, no. Number two, Neville asking Moaning Myrtle to show him her boobs. Okay.
And it doesn't say her being like, no.
Yeah, I think that's a bit of a joke.
Oh, that's the joke.
I think that's a joke, is it?
Yeah, well, I guess so.
Number
no, we don't have to talk about that.
You're gonna go into the lore of whether she can show boobs and...
Yeah. Does she have them?
They aren't explicitly mentioned in the books.
And also, she's selective about who she shows them to.
Yeah.
Which I guess people are.
Well, then she's peeped on Harry before.
True, she saw his
bath.
Yeah. Crazy.
Number three, Harry and Neville looking in the mirror of Erised and Harry saying, who am I? And holding up a pair of socks and them laughing at Harry mocking Dumbledore. Who am I?
Who am I? Because Dumbledore says, I see myself here. You do it.
I see myself holding a pair of woolly socks.
It's like, no, you don't, Dumbledore. We know you see Grindelwald and you fucking...
Yeah.
We know you see that.
Imagine if that's it. Like, if you're in the room with someone and like, what do you see, Dumbledore? It's like,
socks.
And it's like him and Grindelwald just going to town on each other.
Well, in the Fantastic Beasts movies, Dumbledore does look in the mirror of Erised and he sees him and Grindelwald together. Not fucking, but together.
I was like, wait, I really should watch that.
But together.
Wow. I think I started watching that movie and I don't think I liked it.
Yeah. But it's like, so the number three, Harry and Neville are in the mirror of Erised.
Yeah.
Harry's going, who am I, Neville? Oh, socks.
Dumbledore. Shot number four, Cheeseman Damo.
He's back.
Yeah, here we go.
Love
the
that he's
HR
back.
rep from the school having a heated meeting with Harry in his office. Number five.
That's it.
That's it. Shot number 5. Harry going into a toilet cubicle and then hearing him use the spell Gorgio. And then,
the make things grow spell.
Yeah. And then Harry coming out of the cubicle with an enormous bulge in his pants that is actually simply too big, that he can't walk, and Harry going, oh, this just my package. Yep, just my package. God delivered, I signed for it. The world keeps spinning. Him like waddling like in pain.
Doesn't know that the camera's there. This? Yeah, it's just my package.
Yeah.
God delivered it, I signed for it. Word keeps on spinning.
I actually love that. But it just being far too big.
Sorry, yeah.
Number 6, a follow-up scene of Harry in the hospital wing with Madame Pomfrey having to treat his outrageously enlarged penis.
3 appearances of Madame Pomfrey.
That's more than she got in the whole series, really.
Meanwhile, the boys haven't appeared once.
No. Oh, yes. Forgot about that. That's what these books are about. Back to Harry in the office.
Good.
But really, most of all, I'm just about the kids having fun. And that's what I'm interested in doing this year. Bringing in a new and interesting way for the kids to learn and have fun. I feel like they're repeating themselves here. But I want to make the kids feel like coming to school is fun and exciting. I've got heaps of new ideas for that. Maybe we'll even have Quidditch this year. We didn't last year. I think we forgot about it, said Harry. Maybe we'll even have Quidditch this year. We didn't last year. I think we forgot about it.
Actually, going back to Hogwarts Legacy, in Hogwarts Legacy, in a convenient excuse for the game not including Quidditch.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
At the start of the game, the headmaster goes, also, Quidditch is cancelled this year. And there's just no Quidditch in the game.
But do they say because of...
I can't remember what the reason is. I don't think it's like very good.
So, you know what's funny, I've just realised, is that Quidditch is played around like a grassy oval, but like they don't use the grass.
Yeah.
It's always like because I was going to say maybe the pitch was unfit for play, but you...
But is it so it's a soft landing when you fall off the broom?
Yeah, but it could just be water.
It probably makes more sense to be water.
Yeah, splish splash.
It could be anything.
Yeah.
Like it could be...
Fire!
No. That'd make it more interesting.
That'd be like the X game is a Quidditch X.
Yeah. Quidditch is so funny because it just like it's just a ridiculous sport.
It feels like they should just make a EA Sports Quidditch game. Like, isn't that what
they did that?
Did they though?
It was literally called EA Sports Quidditch.
Well,
it was a long time ago, and they're making a new one.
Well, good. I knew that.
I think it was called EA Sports Quidditch World Cup.
Oh, okay. Well, good. Well, I guess. Well, that's good. I had a good idea. I had $1 million idea. Unfortunately, someone already came up with it like about a decade ago. It seems. Yeah. Maybe more. But is that why they're not? That's why they're not including it in in Hogwarts Legacy, right?
No, I just think it was too hard to develop it. Yeah.
Okay. Let's continue. There was a knock on the door of Harry's office, to which Harry immediately just said, "Get out! I'm doing an interview." Harry smiled at the camera. But obviously, most of all, I'm just looking forward to seeing the bloody kids again. You know, all the small stuff like kids going missing, kids being kidnapped, kids being killed, Derek being a disgrace to all wizards. That's the small stuff. And a wise man once said to me, "Harry, don't sweat the small stuff." What is going on? And do you want to know who that man was? Albus fucking Dumbledore.
That never happened in the books we read. Harry, don't sweat the small
stuff. and who that man? Albus fucking Dumbledore. It's almost he needs to be getting like what do you call it? Like almost like Cockney or whatever.
Yeah, Albus fucking
And do you want to know who that man was? Albus fucking Dumbledore. Harry turned around and pointed a painting on the wall of his office. It was a painting of Professor McGonagall. The real portrait of Albus Dumbledore covered his eyes in shame. The painting of Severus Snape farted, but it was a silent but deadly, so no one heard it. Professor Dippet masturbating. It doesn't even say he was masturbating. It just says Professor Dippet masturbating. End of sentence.
Professor Dippet was, of course, the headmaster before Dumbledore. who we assume still has a portrait. But yeah, it does just say, yeah, the painting of Severus Snape farted, Professor Tippett masturbating.
Yeah. Oh, that's the end of the chapter.
The end of the chapter. Wow. Huge.
Look, I hope I did an okay job of reading that.
That was amazing. This is one of my favorite chapters.
That's a great chapter.
Yeah.
And what you get on this podcast is literally the first time we're seeing this text. I'm sure that if we went for a second read through, it'd be seamless.
Yeah, true.
But
this is a raw reaction.
yeah,
Raw reacts.
that is far out. That's so fun. Also funny. Advances the plot 0.
But does give a good refresher on Harry's character.
It's no wonder you've said that they said this book is longer than the next one, than the last one, because we've had 3 setup chapters so far.
Yes,
who knows
true.
how many more?
So do we look at the title of chapter 4?
Oh, let's look at the
and
title.
me and Sam silently react to it before you guys find out next year. What do we got?
I'm going to look at it.
Chapter 4. Oh.
Oh my god. Okay. Okay.
So
It's one of the longer chapter names I've seen.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 21 words in the chapter title.
So,
But can probably confirm from the title, we are going to see the boys.
okay. I was going to say 21 words in the chapter title. Can you guess what they are?
Yeah, if you can guess any of them,
A 21 word
just
title.
send in the 21 word title. If you get it,
You get it?
we'll stop the podcast forever. Because that's how unlikely it is.
Yeah. That's what you do on your other one, don't you? You're on your 20th Century Boy podcast.
Yeah.
You have
If you see me in the flesh and you're listening to the podcast at the time,
and you have to spin around, don't you?
you do a 360 spin, you win the podcast.
So you mentioned that. Sorry, it has to be that exact point. So at the point in your podcast where you mention it,
Yeah.
so I'm listening to 20th Century Boy podcast, and you say spin around now.
Yeah.
If I spin around and I see you,
Yeah. Because the chances are so low.
I have thought about this though when I've listened before of
Yeah.
because I do see you quite a bit.
Yeah, but
So
you
I think I
can't know
wouldn't
me.
count.
You can't know me. And you
Well-
can't come to a place that you know I'm going or
Yeah.
am. Like you can't just camp outside my house here in Richmond.
Yeah.
And yeah.
I wish I knew that before I started doing this 7 days
brought
ago.
a tent, yeah. Well, thanks for being on the show.
Sorry, I forgot we're on again. But
Patreon.com/Harry Potter and the Boys. Get the full video. Get the old sorting ceremonies.
yeah.
And
if anyone has a spare PS5 and Hogwarts Legacy that my girlfriend and I
Send
can
it
have,
Sam's way.
yeah, send it my way.
Yeah.
I'll be camping outside Mike's place for the next week or so.
follow us on Insta and TikTok at HPATBpod. Follow Sam at Sam Garlepp. Follow Mike at radio.mike. Email, DM, the camera's died for video viewers. But we're at the end.
Right, at the exact time.
Follow, subscribe, rate 5 stars on Spotify,
Yep.
leave a review.
Have
all
people
of the
been
shit.
interacting on the
Yeah,
Spotify?
a few people have, but still respond there. Yeah,
Yeah, because I forgot you can do that now.
you can do that. What should this week's question of the week be, Sam?
I don't know. What was last week's one?
We didn't have one.
Okay.
Let's just
I
start
was like,
doing it.
do we do questions of the week?
No.
I was like, I literally just pretended I was like, yeah, the questions of the week. Because I do leave a lot. I mean, when I say a lot, I do no admin for this podcast. You do it all.
Yeah, yeah.
So
You
I
do
just
the question
assumed-
of the week now. What's the question of the week?
it's
It's just a poll, a yes/no poll, maybe. Question of the week: have you seen Summer Heights High?
yeah. No, but then now you've said it.
Okay, well then that's the kind of question of the week we can give. And you can write an email expanding on the question of the week. You don't have to just do,
Well, that's a good one. Have you seen Summer Heights High?
Great.
Let's go with that this week. And
question of the week. All right, see you guys. Camera died a minute ago, but I'm waving with my foot.
it's
Bye.
Avada. Hey, goodbye, Homoras.
Bye. Goodbye, Amores.
This podcast was a Radio Mike original production. Head to radiomike.com.au to check out all our other content, stay up to date at radio.mike on Instagram, and get in touch, radiomikepod@gmail.com.